Polly and Otis. Your challenge is to produce the very best panoramic image of Cape Town that you can. Good luck.
A panoramic shot of Cape Town.
What a fantastic place to do it.
Isn't it? Brilliant.
We had just 12 hours to capture our challenge-winning panorama.
Right, guys, I don't care where we go, just take me somewhere scenic.
But we would be going about it in two completely different ways. I'd be using software to help me produce panoramic shots from a set of raw images.
Meanwhile, I'd be using camera hardware to create my panoramic images. And while Polly was struggling to find her first panorama, I'd bagged one, slap bang in the middle of the Victoria and Alfred waterfront. This is the perfect spot for me to take my first panoramic shot using this, the Lomo Spinner 360. It's a really unique 35mm film camera that spins on its axis to capture full 360-degree panoramic images, which, when developed and printed, can look amazing. Now, the beauty of this thing is not only can I use it with a tripod, but because of its ergonomic shaping, I can just hold it and take a picture. When you pull the cord, the camera head turns 360 degrees, which winds the film round inside. Because the shutter stays open, you get a full panoramic shot. It was certainly a fun way to take photos, but as it was a film camera, I couldn't immediately see how they turned out. In order to find out what they look like, I've got to take it to a developer's. In a city, I don't even know my way around. Luckily, my driver knew just the place I needed, and he wasn't hanging about. Things flying everywhere, we've got speed!
Meanwhile, I'd made my way around the bay to sample the iconic view of Cape Town from Blueberg Strand Beach.
This will make the most amazing 360-degree panoramic shot.
I'd come across a completely free-to-use website called Amanda, which takes your raw images and turns them into a seamless 360-degree panoramic image, which you can then geotag and share via social networks.
Now, the website states that you don't need professional kit, so I've got a point-and-shoot camera, and for the tripod, I'm using my biceps.
Snapping complete, you then upload your photos and the software begins to stitch them together. However, I was in for a shock.
Oh dear. I've got about 3 or 4 different sea levels. Table Mountain seems to have been extended. Now, I don't know if that's because the viewpoints aren't strong enough or I put too much movement in there with the kite surfers in the sea, but this isn't going to be a winning panorama, so I need to find something that is.
In the meantime, my Lomo Spinner 360 images had been developed and the results were absolutely stunning. Doesn't look like it was taken by an amateur, no?
No, not at all.
The detail and colours were spot on, but I wanted more, and I had big plans. Towering 3,500 feet above Cape Town, Table Mountain is a mecca for photographers, and I couldn't wait to head up in the cable car to capture the view from the top. My friend, 1 ticket to the top of the table, please.
Yes, it's closed, sir.
What? It's closed?
Yes, it's too windy.
It's too windy?
Yes.
My big plan had been blown massively off course by the wind, and time was running out.
Keen to put the disappointment of my Demander image behind me, I'd finally managed to find a picture-perfect setting for my final throw of the dice.
I've got some software that is going to make my panorama a winner.
It's another free-to-use online service called Photosynth, which detects the spatial relationships between your raw images and stitches them to produce an explorable collage. So, having captured the wide shots, I bagged loads of close-ups of the sea, the sand and the rocks, as well as a sneaky pic of a very shy little penguin.
This is the kind of detail I want to capture to put in my panoramic shot, because this will really make a difference.
Meanwhile, I was hot-footing it up the second largest hill in Cape Town, Lion's Head, to try and get my perfect panorama. What if Pollyanna's working as hard as this?
Afraid not, Otis. I had all my photos loaded onto my laptop, and while the Photosynth website did all the work, I admired the view.
It's quite exciting, really. Can't wait to see what happens.
Finally, I'd made it to the top and found a perfect vantage point for my panorama. I was using a GigaPan Epic Pro. Here we go. Hey, it's moving! It's a robotic camera mount which moves a digital SLR camera to capture hundreds of very detailed images, which are then stitched together by the supplied GigaPan Stitch software.
The key question, though, still is, which is the best out of the two? And to answer that, we have a special section of our audience here composed entirely of photographic students. And they've been looking very closely at both of your panoramas, and they've reached their conclusion by vote.
Right. OK.
And it was pretty decisive, actually.
Right.
Because, Pollyanna, you got 3 votes.
No!
And Otis, you got 11! Well done, Otis.
Gloss all you like. You can gloss all you like.